Hey guys, K-Bill here with SocialFD, and I am absolutely super excited to have Jeremy Donch from National Fire Radio. Guys,
Let's go.
can you give everyone a little bit of a rundown of you and what you do, what
Me.
you've been doing? Yeah, who's Jeremy
Uh,
Donch? Who is this guy?
that's a fun question. National Fire Radio started in 2018 to protect the integrity of the fire service. I was getting pissed off and angry and disgruntled watching guys get disgruntled after 20, 25 years in the fire service, taking everything they learned, and after 20 great years, the last 5 or 10 years, they became disgruntled, angry, bitter, pissed off, fighting against the system. The system wronged them. They don't like the new generation, whatever it is, and they leave and take everything with them. And this job needs to be protected at all costs. And those that came before us, we got to protect the integrity of their story, their experience, and so on. So we started the podcast in 2018, which quickly took off into a social media content platform, protecting content about the fire service, creating original content, things like that. And from there, man, 8 years later, here we are. It's been a wild ride. I get to travel the country talking about something I love dearly, which is the fire service. Get to make great contacts and great friends and people along the way, and here we are today.
So in chat right now, I have Luzak saying what's up. I got Dustin saying hello. I don't know if you can see those. We got some
I see him.
emotes. All right, beautiful. Beautiful. Those guys are over on Twitch. So
Awesome. Very cool. Well, this is exciting, right? So I know what you do, but I don't know well enough what you do, Kev. So I'm excited tonight to see how this goes. But really the reason why we're here, right, is I wanted to say thank you publicly for what you do and spreading the message. Nothing but positivity coming through on Social FD and everything that you talk about. Your social media is positive, your streams are positive. And what's been really fun is watching this trading card collecting community grow. And legacy fire cards for me was a 2 years ago. I came up with this concept of a trading card for the fire service. And in fact, it's because I remember the old school trading cards when I was growing up in the 80s that my father would bring home from trade shows and swap meets and so on. And they were just apparatus pictures and things like that. And I never forgot my trading cards, and I loved them. And I forgot about them for years and years. And then about 2 years ago, I thought about doing a trading card for the fire service. I am incredibly passionate about what the fire service is all about. And so I'm fiercely protective of it. But I also know that we have to pay forward the information from years ago, and we need to educate along the way. And so the idea with the trading card was to create a collectible that also hits on the education portion of what the fire service is all about. And bro, let me tell you, man, it's been a wild ride. 2 years to get them into production. I partnered with Taylor from Taylor's Tins, which I know you know well, and I know the trading card community certainly knows him well from his shiny cardboard. And Taylor is one of my dearest friends of all time, and so we partnered on this project, and I can tell you, out of the gate, it's just been a hell of a ride, man. It's
it's been
awesome.
crazy. It's been crazy to see it grow. And in our community, I started ripping packs, just doing it live while we're playing marbles. I mean, Social FD, I mean, we're a nonprofit, right? And we help volunteer fire departments mainly with online engagement. And I want to get the message out there that a simple post can save a life. There's a lot of volunteer fire departments that they do post on social media, but a lot of it has to do with like a pancake breakfast or a raffle, the big fire, right? And then there's really nothing in between. It just kind of lays dormant. And I have a way that they can actually schedule it out for the whole year. And it's minimal, but it helps. It helps keep that fire safety message going. So
No doubt, and that's what it's all about, right? And there's some projects that we're going to get involved with down the road that I think, on the fire safety side, which could be a lot of fun, and so on. And I think what we have to do as the fire service is we have to find new and innovative ways to spread the message. And we're never going to go backwards. We're always progressing and going forward. We have to find this balance between protecting the integrity of the job, protecting the tradition and culture of the fire service, yet pushing the envelope and finding a way to deliver that message today. And
absolutely.
that to me is really what's most important, is educating today on the platforms of which people pay attention to, but draw a hard line in the sand on the protection of the integrity of this job.
Absolutely. I mean, when I was a kid, if I wanted to see who was where, I mean, the old saying is there was a bicycle in the front yard.
No
And
doubt.
if we wanted to go talk to a firefighter, they were down at the firehouse, right? So you would always see them because you were always outside. Well, now kids are not outside. They're on social media. They're playing games. They're on their computers. And the way you're going to get that retention and that recruitment and drive that interest in being in the fire service is through social media. So if we're putting out the right stuff, we're gonna get that back. There's a lot of guys that get on social media and they like to throw down on somebody, throw shade and talk bad about something that a fire department did, and it doesn't help. It doesn't help the community at all, you know? So
We eat our own so well in this industry. We absolutely eat our own, and frankly, listen, there might be a time or two that it's called for, but it doesn't need to be on a public forum, right? Accountability absolutely matters in the fire service. We got to hold our people accountable at every step, right? We have to, right? There's too much at stake. But on the other end of things, where you have to take on anonymous personas, fake pages, meme pages that destroy the fire department, calling people out and not taking ownership of the content. I look at that as cowardice. And I've pushed back on that a lot. And I think, I look at things like Social FD, and maybe it's not everybody's flavor, just like National Fire Radio. Maybe it's not everybody's flavor. I respect that. But it doesn't mean that it's not doing something good for the business, right? It's not doing something good. And when I say business, I mean the fire service, right?
absolutely.
Industry, business, the fire service, right? Like, there's different ways to connect with different people. The fire service is made up of all people. And so everybody's looking for their little piece of learning and educating and understanding the job and finding like-minded people. And maybe that's on Social FD. Maybe that's on National Fire Radio. Maybe it's on another channel. And that is perfectly fine. But it doesn't mean one is better than the other, right? As long as we vet the information and the stuff that we're doing is in promotion of this job, pushing the job forward, that's all we can ask.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's kinda what it's about.
Yeah.
Healthy
Station 3
engagement.
leather Station 3 leather, man, the education part of the card is such an awesome part of it. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. The education part of the cards, I hope you don't mind, I'm addressing the comments. I'm just seeing them come in. Like, I absolutely love the education piece because so many don't know the roots of a lot of the growth in history behind why we've made changes in the fire service. And, you talk about things like the New York City telephone exchange fire, which is one of our cards, right? Like, we give a little history piece. And I hope what our cards do is it excites people. It excites people to go online and look up those events for themselves to better educate themselves because we can only put so many words and one photo on the card. So there's so much more to that story. And I encourage people to go forward and to pursue further education on each one that we put out.
Well, that's the thing too. When I started ripping these cards open and I saw Harry Howard, Dennis Smith, Molly Williams. I mean, these are some people that you wouldn't normally know about unless you're a fire buff, right? Unless you're someone that is always researching and this and the history, and it gives you an opportunity to sit down with your kids, rip a pack, have some fun, and collect them, and actually talk about the fire service and share it in a healthy, safe way to where they're not asking you these questions because you have the Chicago Fire on there. You have Backdraft the movie, and it gives you a chance to explain that to your kids and families and friends. So it's
I
amazing.
think I think what's really cool is, there's things that we take for granted, right? You only know what you know. And that means, like, if you're new to the fire service, chances are you don't know the origin story behind the Halligan bar, right? You just don't know, right? If you're new to the fire service, you might not know that. And I'm trying to find it. I just saw it as I was flicking through these cards. Just hang on, hang on. Right here, man. Now, you and I remember this, but kids today, they don't know what a Navy nozzle is. They've never used one. They've never seen it. How about a Navy nozzle with a bent applicator, right? We used to run that for car fires, and that was, years ago, the fear of a gas tank always rupturing and catching fire. We had a primary attack line that went to the engine compartment and passenger compartment of the vehicle, but the bent applicator went underneath the rear of the vehicle to protect, the exposure of the gas tank, right? So, like, that's a piece of history that it's the Navy nozzle. And a kid today in 2026 that's been a fireman for a couple of years or just got on has never probably seen one of these before. And there's an origin story behind it where it comes from the US Navy for shipboard firefighting. Like, that's cool shit, right? Like, I love the storytelling behind it. And it also gives the newer generation, right? These kids that are into collecting. And I'm not saying that this is just a young kid's game with the cards, right? This is, I'm going to switch over. I did this, right? So we got a second camera view, which I think is pretty cool tonight, right? For the cards, because I want to share what I have, right? But like when you look at this, there's a library of information here. Yeah, there's buff pictures, there's photos of fire apparatus, right? And so on. Here's the New York Telephone Exchange Company, right? So here it is here, right? This is the one we were talking about, right? Get it in focus there, right? Like, it's an interesting story about when that took place in 1975 in New York City, February 27th. We're coming up on an anniversary of that fire, right? I mean, you got to look at the PVC cabling that was in there and the amount of smoke that put off and the toxins and how many guys fell ill after that fire. Huge, huge information piece to educate people about toxicity of fire, and that pushed fire regulations forward. That pushed the protection of SCBA for our own people. Like, so important to kind of know that background.
Absolutely. And the first edition, like I said, when I first started ripping these packs open, absolutely blew my mind. Absolutely blew my mind because it's jam packed with history. Now, Taylor Tens, he has his shiny cardboard and he's been doing that for a little while. He's getting ready to do the fifth edition, and that's what I started collecting. And it's cool. I love it. I love collecting those cards. But when I saw the Legacy Fire cards with the history, I knew you guys were onto something because you're preserving it, you're educating, and it's fun to collect, right? So I can't wait. I cannot wait for the second edition to come out. Can't wait.
Well, I mean, if people aren't aware, right? So what's really interesting about first edition? Can we talk about this a little bit? Like, let's unpack
Yeah,
this for everybody, right?
absolutely. Absolutely.
So the thing was, with Legacy, like I said, it was a 2-year project for me to wrap my head around it, how we build it out. The original idea had, like, really going with a double-sided card where it was like picture on one side, history on the other, kind of like a baseball card with the stats or whatever on the back, right? And we talked about doing that. And then from there, I was like, maybe we should put a QR code on each one, which takes you to a landing page of history, right? And then we were like, that's just too much. And so on. We went with a traditional trading card, one-sided. We want to brand the hell out of the logo. We want people to understand the scramble and see the history. The scramble alone is its own history, right? It's like the scramble within the fire service is so important. It's so cool, right? And that was done by Jobtown Graphics. I don't know if you're on social media, you know who Jobtown Graphics is. Dave and the crew at Jobtown crushes it for us, and they did the scramble for us, and I absolutely love it. We've done it in gold leaf, we've done it in silver leaf. Little insight, Series 2, which is launching at FDIC 2026 this year, the second edition of these cards, the second series, is not going to be maroon. Every series will be its own color, and that means the outline of the cards will be different. That means the color of the cards will be different. That means the color on the inside of the scramble will be different, and so on. And the color for this coming series, for Series 2, is kick-ass.
Oh,
Kick.
so he's talking about this color here. All right.
Yes.
See how it's that reddish maroon color there? It's not going to be that color in the second edition.
No, definitely not. And it's going to be bright and loud and fun, and so on. And what's been great is, like, you know, the whole the whole idea with the shiny cardboard from Taylor's Tins, right? Which I think is, he's so smart, and I love the fact that, like, he and I have become such dear friends over the years, and he challenges me every single day to be as good as I can be in this world as a husband, a father, a business owner, a fireman, all of it. Taylor is just next level, and you know that if you deal with him in his customer service, right? So partnering with him on these cards was a no-brainer, and he saw the value in them right away. And in fact, that's what inspired the shiny cardboard. And that was our beta test to see how Legacy might do. And so he said, well, let me launch a card series of my own Taylor's Tins and see how it does. Out of the gate, they were successful. We absolutely knew that Legacy was going to do well out of the gate,
A
right? What it did
absolutely.
do is it farly very far exceeded any expectations we had for it out of the gate.
I mean, I just ripped this pack open, and you have cards like this. Look at that color
That's
remix.
bro,
It's
that
sick.
is yeah, that fire, let me so and then you showed the color remix, but here's the regular one, right?
There you go.
So not the color remix. So the fun thing is we're not only are we building cards to educate and show people, what we're doing and so on. We want the collector to get excited about this too. And what I really love about it, truthfully, is that you can find the same card in potentially three different styles, right? Holographic, color remix, different texture, the standard card, a black and white versus color. The list goes on and on about the options that we offer. And so we wanted to do that as an exciting way for the collector because at the end of the day, right, these cards are designed to bring generations together. And I talk about it at National Fire Radio all the time about the importance of finding that common ground between young and old, how we share the message from the old and hand it down to the new. Kids today are excited about trading cards. They're excited about collectibles, the flip game, so important for them. And so we knew the younger generation would like the cards. What's really cool, though, are the guys like me, 49 years old. We have some coin in our pocket now, and we're reliving our childhood and seeing trading cards and being Pokemon collectors or baseball card collectors, right? And now there's a fire card to collect. And oh, my kids are young enough to enjoy them, old enough to enjoy them, but young enough to enjoy them, that type of thing. So now I can share them with my kids. And so we're seeing fathers and sons, mothers and daughters, and everything in between. All these families are starting to really enjoy them. And in fact, I know I'm talking a lot because I'm super passionate about this. Like I love it because the other thing too is I had a fireman reach out to me a couple weeks in, and he said, "I want to thank you." He goes, "I've been a fireman for a long time, and my teenage boys have never been interested about the fire service. They've never asked me about what I do. I don't really sit at home and talk about the fire service because nobody really has interest. My kids don't show any interest in it." He goes, "I bought a box of your cards. I brought them home. And next thing you know, I'm opening packs for 2 hours with my kids, which opened up the conversation about what my job is and what it looks like. And they have interest in what I'm doing because of the trading card."
Well,
Bro,
here locally with me,
flying high when I heard that.
dude. So I got a couple little viewers, okay, that
Yeah.
enjoy my stream with their dads, and Blakely, Brantley. I got to throw a little shout out to him. One day on my rack, I got to tell you this story, man. One day on my rack there at the firehouse, I walk in and there was a little sticker sheet that I had made with my Smoky on it for the kids to color. He wrote a note and it said, "Hey, Mr. K Bill, can I live stream with you and rip cards?" Bro, I had to go to the firehouse. I sat down, recorded with him. He's ripping Pack his legacy and shiny cardboard. He's collecting them. He's 7 or 6. I believe he's 6, gonna be 7. Um, it's amazing. Blakely, my captain's daughter,
Yeah.
dude, she loves it. Loves these cards. She loves this stuff. And it's getting an opportunity for them to talk about it with their dad in the fire service and sit down and spend that quality time talking about these cards with that history right there on them. It's amazing to me.
Yeah. Yeah,
Amazing.
I wanna double down on that because I was just teaching for 2 days out in the Chicagoland area, doing my Bridging the Gap class for an officer development series for a department out there. I just got back last night and running around, and I sometimes lose track of like the message. And when I was there, the message to a lot of them was, how do we talk about this job? So many people focus on the negative now. We talk about all the bad things of the fire service. We talk about cancer. We talk about mental health and suicide, substance abuse, divorce, how this job lets us down. All these things, it just piles up about how bad it is. And I say, no wonder why our kids don't want to be second or third generation firefighters.
There it is.
No wonder why the younger generation who has more opportunities than ever before in front of them, no wonder why they don't want to be firefighters. How do you talk about the job when you go home? When you go home from the volunteer firehouse, do you complain to your wife about it? Do your kids hear it? Are you angry and disgruntled because of the fire service and that's all you talk about? Of course nobody else is going to want to do it that's in your surroundings, right? We have to do a better job talking about the positivity. And when I hear stories about Blakely and this guy that reached out to me about he and his two high school kids that finally got to talk about the fire service, like this, if all this is, if you get one pack, whether you get it at a conference or you buy a box of them, I appreciate the support, but what's more important is the connection you're going to make with these cards. I've had training companies tell me they're buying boxes of them. We had a couple people buy some cases, which I think is 20 boxes in a case, and they're handing them out to their guys in the firehouse. They're handing them out to the public. They're handing them out to training companies are going out into the field. And when at the end of training, they hand them out to the students in the classes. We can affect change. We can bring forth positivity with a product like this. And that
Absolutely.
is all I truly care about.
Absolutely. Social FD is all about engagement, igniting
Yes.
that engagement,
Yes.
getting out there talking with people. And in our community here on Facebook, I mean, we're streaming a lot of different places, but on Facebook, we have a community, Social FD community group, and we have a family, a father and two sons that rip these cards and collect them together. Eli, absolutely awesome to see this. You're right. And it's amazing, absolutely amazing to me to see that interaction. And they're talking about these cards. These kids are learning about the history without even really thinking about it. They're excited about to learn that history, you know? And yeah, you
Well,
guys, you're
well,
changing,
let me
you're making the change here. It's amazing.
we're trying to do something, right? I mean, I don't know. I love it, right? It's such a passion project for me that sometimes I get blinded by it, and I get a little crazy. But I want to say this too about the first series. Most of these apparatus photos, most of these firehouse pictures, and most of those cards I took personally over my tenure with National Fire Radio. Like I took that picture. That is whose engine is that? I'm trying to make it out. Oh, man, I don't
I
remember
can't,
whose engine.
I can't see
Yeah,
it.
well, it says the back step.
Yeah.
No, I forget whose engine that is, but, I took a lot of those photos myself, and these are all stories, like, here, Cal Fires, when I met my buddy Cameron for the first time, right, up in the Napa Valley area. Nancy Run, we went there to do a project. The Woodlands in Texas, we went there and did the Joey D, conference. New London, Connecticut, this gorgeous firehouse, right? I went up there and taught at did a session up there. The list goes on and on of where in all the storytelling, Brockton, Massachusetts, right? I mean, these are important places to me. So the first series, you get a real good glimpse of like the last couple of years of National Fire Radio and how national we are. We travel all over the country. I want to share a couple quick stories, if you don't mind, Kev. I would love
Hey,
to. I'd love to share. So, you talked about you held this one up before the color remix, Our Lady of the Angels school fire in Chicago, right? So I'm holding it up here, right? So this card here has an incredible story behind it. Not only it was a terrible and tragic fire, but what's crazy is years later, my cousin, who one day decided to become a nun, no joke, right? Decided to become a nun, ends up being a nun at that church, at that school. Now, she's from Connecticut, ends up at that church through the archdiocese. Now, it gets even crazier. Now, whether you believe in superstition, whatever it is, okay, this is the crazy part. My father, my uncles, my aunts go to see her ceremony where she's, I forget the name of it, where you become officially a nun. And she is being, I don't know, or not ordained, right? Because it's not the priest, but whatever. She's up there during a service. My uncle, who's a retired firefighter, is looking around and he swore that he saw children all up in the balcony of the church watching. Now, over time, he was a career fireman, PTSD, things like that. What he found one of his outlets to be was painting. And so he paints. He went home and painted a portrait of what he saw that day. He wanted to give it to the church, and the church didn't want it. Too spooky, I guess, for them. But the point is this: small world, right? This was a place where so many children passed away in a horrific fire in an orphanage at a church. Right now, my cousin lives and works there, and it's like just these weird connections that always happen. Right? I don't know. One of those weird stories. This
No,
story
that's
here,
awesome.
Maui, Hawaii.
So you
This
know
fun.
what? I had this
Yeah,
card not to stop. I actually
you're
had this
good.
card on top because I wanted you to give some of that history because this card's not just here. It's also a color remix and it's also a
Here,
hollow, right?
color remix
Yep.
and the standard, right?
And the hollow
So
and it's a
here's the
holographic. It's
remix.
a one of the chase
And
cards of this set.
yes,
Yep.
it sure. This is one of the rarest cards in the set. Is I think the full hollow. I think is the one of the rarest cards in this in the
Yeah,
series.
I would think everybody in the chat right now was thinking next to that number 77. Everybody is chasing that Harry Howard, man. I can't tell you how many times I've been asked about
The
it.
Harry Howard, the rarest one in the pack. That's the rarest one.
Yeah.
That's the Holy Grail.
So about Maui, Hawaii,
Yes.
I would love to know the story behind that station
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah, I'd love to share it. August, I think it was August 8th, 2023 on the island of Maui. That's when the firestorm swept through Lahaina, Old Town Lahaina on the island. Hundreds of people were killed, hundreds of structures destroyed. After that, there was so much misinformation being talked about coming off of the island. Remember, there was a lot of supposed government mishandling. There was all this crazy conversation. And so I was really interested to actually learn what was going on, but I was more concerned about the firefighters that were there. And you're talking about an island, so everybody that works there basically lives within that community, right? So I knew that so many of their own members probably lost homes, lost family members, and so on. And it was something that stuck with me. So I reached out to a friend who put me in touch with a friend. And next thing you know, I have Emil on the podcast with me, the chief who was retired out of Maui fire, and now he was like a emergency coordinator, if you will. And he came on the podcast. We talked about it, and after the show, we go off, and the podcast was maybe an hour, hour and a half, and we talked about it. He couldn't talk about a lot of details. It was still kind of new. It was only 2 weeks in or something. And after the podcast, we talked for another hour, hour and a half, just the two of us talking, and I was just taken back by what he was explaining that he couldn't explain publicly, but he was sharing with me offline. And at the end of the day, he said, "Well, I would love for you to come here and see it firsthand and talk about it." And we did. Literally a few weeks later, myself, Sebi, who is my producer, and then my wife and my two youngest daughters, the five of us went to Maui for a week. And we spent a week on the island. The island was shut down to tourism. So the airport was empty. There was nobody coming and going on the island other than people that basically lived there. They kind of shut down the tourists. All the hotels were shut down. They didn't want tourists coming to that side of the island, all of that. And we got a firsthand view of the destruction and everything that happened there. But what we did was we were there for 7 days, and for 5 days of it, Sebi and I ping-ponged across that island interviewing 22 different people. Everybody from residents who lost homes to cultural leaders to politicians to firefighters to fire officers. Harrowing stories of engine companies that were sucking down their last breaths in an SCBA cylinder laying underneath their engine because the engine got blocked in and a firestorm was sweeping over them. The stories went a captain that had a heart attack. They were doing CPR on him during the fire and brought him back. Like, the stories that came out of it were overwhelming. And it was a moment for me that when we left the island after it was all said and done, that memory stuck with me, and it will forever. And I'm incredibly grateful for that opportunity to have that opportunity, because it put a lot of things in perspective for me, Kev. And I got to share that with my wife and children, and then Sebi, of course, too. And I remember, this is in my program. If you ever watch my my Bridging the Gap program that I do, the first two slides are a picture of Maui, and it's it says whatchamacallit? It says aloha, And then the next slide is Ohana. And the definition of Ohana is like family, but you choose your family. So it's not just blood relatives, but it's the people around you. And the whole point of the Bridging the Gap class and why I start with that was when we were taking off from Maui. And I remember thinking about the powerful emotions that swept over us while we were there, from everything from tragedy and sadness to the joy of such a beautiful place. The only thing that stuck, other than the tragedy, what really stuck out was how everybody supported one another and everybody loved one another, and they knew they could rebuild and get past it. And that's the Ohana. That's the spirit of family. And it's incredibly important, like we all do in the fire service. We take everything in the real world and we compare it to the fire service. And what's the firehouse supposed to be? It's the Ohana, right? It's our family. And so I draw a lot of parallels between that, and so on. So this card for me, incredibly powerful and important. Um, this firehouse is on the road to Hana, which is a road that circles the entire island of Maui. You're talking like 400-foot cliff sheer drops. Then you're talking like rainforest, and then you're talking desert. Like one side of the island of Maui is rainforest, one side is desert.
Wow.
It's really interesting, the dynamics there, but an incredible trip that left certainly a mark on me and will for forever. And so that picture for me, celebrating Maui and how beautiful it is there. Yeah, man, that's super special to me for sure.
Now, you mentioned family, and I kind of want to talk about a little Easter egg that not a lot of people know about. On
Mm,
that image behind you, the legacy fire cards. Now, this is on the mat. This is on the mat that you have
yes.
right there in front of you. That picture, yeah, down on the bottom left of that mat, but on the actual picture behind you on the
Yeah. Hang
wall.
on. Yep.
Yep, I think you know exactly where I'm going. Yeah, right there on the bottom left, you can see that image, and you can see it really big on behind you on the wall. Um, Let everybody know what that's about. I know
That's
what
my
it's
old
about.
man. That's my old man.
There you
83
go.
years old. 50 plus years in the fire service, raised me correct. He is my hero. He is my idol. He is everything to me, and he is the biggest support structure in my life. He's my best friend. He's my airport chauffeur. He's my, you name it. He's everything to me. And you know, legacy. What is legacy? Right? And when you talk about what legacy is, it's leaving it better than you found it. It's leaving an indelible mark. It's educating people along the way and making people better around you, right? Isn't that what this is truly all about? And so for me, um, legacy is about the people around us and leaving it better than you found it. And my father has left a mark on so many people, and I think that's truly what it's all about. At the end of the day, for me, I'm the same way. I never knew that early on, but as I get older, I always say with maturity comes clarity. And I don't know what's happening, but I think I'm starting to grow up a little bit. I'm starting to recognize like important things and relationships with your parents, relationships with your families, your children, the people in the firehouse, all of it. Man, so important. And
Absolutely.
my father's my everything. And so legacy fire cards, it's all about building legacy. And that's what we want to do with the cards. That's what we want our cards to do in your home and in your firehouse. We want to help build legacy.
Now, there's a lot of absolute lovers, collectors, diehards in chat right now. I Making a card, there's a lot that goes into it. It's more than just a cool design. It's more than doing the research. I mean, there's a lot to it, and I want to show this little pack here that no one has ever seen. All right. First of all, guys, I love these. Anyway, so I want you to take a real close look here at this pack. Some of you notice that notch right here, just like in the shiny cardboard. That means this is a demo pack. All right. Here's an actual Legacy Fire card. This is an unopened pack. This is the demo. That's the demo pack. Trying to get it in. There you go. Side by side. All right. Actual pack. All right. Actual pack, demo pack. You see that this one's red. Now check this out, guys. When you're making these cards, there's a lot more that goes into it than just that. Here's the back. But here's something cool. It's blank. It's blank. How cool is that? That is a part of the process of what these guys have to do in order to get these cards out. It's not cheap, it's not fast. It takes time. It takes time. And one of the other things that they do, I have this little card here. You guys know I'm crazy about these. You got to tear them out. You got to tear them up. Taylor ripped this card in half to make sure that it's the right card stock, that it's the right quality. So they're not cutting corners here. They're not cutting corners at all. These guys are absolutely making sure that the quality's there, that the coloring's there, and if you ever get any of the Taylor stuff, you know he's all about making sure you get something that's worth it. You know,
Well, so let's double down on this because there's more to it, right? And I love that
absolutely.
you open this can of worms. But if you look at that demo pack that you have, right? I have a whole box of demos, and in fact, if you look at the side of the box, how different it is, right? So it is,
This is what you have out currently on the
yeah.
side.
So that's this, right? That's that side,
Yep.
right? And then this is what we thought it might look like in the beginning. So they're generic pictures, right? Let me do this maybe. So they're generic pictures of the cards, and that's what it looks like. So this is a demo box, and if you also look, let's go a couple steps further. Now, if you look at the coloration difference on the packs. So if you look at the scramble, bright red versus a maroon red, right? And then if you look at the cards, look at the card difference, right? So the black with the silver leaf and bright red was our demo sets that we brought in for quality, to look at the quality of the card, the feel of the card, the packaging of the card, right? And then the box of the card too, right? And then and so we loved a bunch of things. We changed a few things, right? If you look at the finished product now on the back card, the maroon card, right? The maroon card is obviously series 1 that got printed, and this is the black with the red is with the silver leaf is the blanks. So we made some changes after we got the first set in. Now, what's really cool about this, right, is we launched our first series, which is this one with the maroon, right? The problem was, and this is a little Easter egg for all of you, we screwed up the color coding. So the first series was supposed to look like this packaging right here, the bright color, the bright, everything brighter. And if you look, now hold your box back up, Kev. Hold your box back up. Let me switch over. See how bright the images are on the box? See how dark they are on that box? Right? So at the end of the day, the color coding got screwed up on our first round. Now, what's really fun is, and this is where collectors are going to go, we hope, bananas, right? And I don't know if you know this, Kev. We are basically sold out of Series 1 since Black Friday. And I can tell you there was a lot of volume there. So we sold a lot, right? Which we are so grateful. But what's super cool is we have another round of Series 1 coming in to support the demand. They might just come back in color-coded correctly. Which means for the collector, you're now going to have 2 different Series 1s with different coloring on them.
Oh, wow.
So if you got in on the early side, you'll have the darker box and the darker scramble. And then on the relaunch of Series 1, you might just get different color packaging and scramble.
Wow. Wow. Guys. Wow. I got a whole other binder I'm gonna have to get now. Hey, you know what, Jeremy? Listen, my wife is watching this, and
I know, right?
I'm just saying,
Yeah.
Chris. Yeah. So these, yeah, it looks like I'm
look
gonna
at
be collecting another one.
Skeletor 21 just goes, my wife's not going to love this. LOL. That's fantastic.
Oh,
Right?
dude.
This is this is what's exciting, right? Is like we want to make this fun. The first series, I think, has 80 cards in it, if I'm not mistaken, right? I think it's 80 cards. And what's fun about that is like it's 80 cards. And chances are, if you buy a box, you're going to get probably 90% of the set, right? But you're gonna be seeking out those other cards, right? Or maybe 70% or 80%, right? So like you're gonna have to try, if you're really in it for the collectability of it, you're gonna be looking for different ways to collect the cards you want. I know on the Legacy Fire card page and on the Shiny Cardboard page, people are always looking to trade, and I love the community. It's freaking awesome, right? I absolutely love that. But I want people to know, like on the we want to make it fun. Like we want the collector to be like, wait a minute, there's 3 versions of that card. I want all
Right?
3 versions, right? And now with the second shipment of Series 1 coming in with a different look and feel to it, maybe, just maybe, there'll be some excitement around that, which I think there will be. And then I can only tell you this: Series 1 is it's our baby, right? It was our first go. But let me tell you something about Series 2. Series 2 is lights out above Series 1. And I'm talking about hollows, texture, oh my gosh, it's so good.
Now
It's so good.
Taylor had posted in one of the groups, he said, "You guys are gonna lose your mind when you see the gold card." I am so interested. I am so interested.
Oh,
Now
he let that out of the bag?
he's yeah, he just it was just a quick little thing that said, "You're gonna go crazy when you see the gold card." Now
No,
what he's talking about,
no pictures,
no
right? No
pictures,
pictures.
no
Right,
nothing,
right.
just you're gonna go crazy with the gold card. Now, you had mentioned the color difference, so that's Legacy 1,
Yes.
right? Is there
Yes.
any well, how's that gonna look different? Is that gonna look different in Series
That
2?
That is not. Oh, Series 2, yes. Series 2, the back of this card will be completely the scramble remains. The scramble remains, but and I think the border potentially would be the same, but the coloring certainly changes. Okay. And so on. So there will be some, and then on the front side of the card, there will be noticeable changes that matches the back of the card. So what we wanted to be able to do, and listen, growing up, man, I was a garbage pail kid, right? Like I have Series 1 garbage pail, every single card Series 1 mint condition. I have to get it graded. Taylor's been bugging me to get them graded.
Check it.
Love it. Right?
You said garbage
Praise
pail. I
Greg.
have hey,
Yeah. I have the complete Series 1, both cards of each character. I have the complete one in mint condition, right? And so what's cool about the Garbage Pail Kids is the back of the cards, they changed every series. The packaging also changed. So like Series 1, I think, was yellow packaging. And then Series 2 was green, and Series 3 was blue, and Series 4 was red, and so on. So like what I wanted to do with Legacy was I wanted to be able to look at Legacy Fire cards from a distance and know what series it is based on the coloring.
absolutely.
I also think what's cool is when you think about legacy and you think about the fire service, let's bring it back to that. Like red is truck company, green is marine unit, blue is rescue, black is engine, right? So like we have color coding already built into the fire service. So wouldn't it be fun to kind of parallel some of that and tell that story too, right? Where we can educate young kids. Oh, you see this? See how this is red? Red usually symbolizes a truck company on helmet shields. So if you see a guy with a red helmet shield, typically he's on a truck company. Educating a 10-year-old kid about that is just another, education piece.
Absolutely. FDIC is going to be huge. Huge. There's a
I hope
lot
so.
well, I mean, it is every year, but I mean, for these cards and the announcements and the talking and stuff, my daughter, her friend Knox, he's gonna be coming to FDIC for the first time this year, and,
Nice.
I'm gonna get to meet up with him, it's awesome. He's awesome. Super excited, and now he's excited about these cards, he's wanting to figure this stuff out. Can you get just kinda get into what you guys are gonna be talking about at FDIC?
There's a couple fun things coming down the pike for FDIC. I can't let them all out of the bag, but I will say this: Legacy Fire Card will be loud and proud there, no doubt. We will be partnered up in a manufacturer's booth with our own Legacy Fire Card table and display, if you will. Um, on top of that, what's really exciting And everybody, I'm gonna do this very quickly, and then we move on.
Everybody get really close. Get real close
I
to the screen. Trust me, get
this is
really close to the screen.
this is super super cool. I have to cover up a little bit of it. But Legacy Fire Cards is certainly about the legacy of the fire department, right? Legacy of the fire service. It's our own brand of cards, but Legacy Fire Cards also manufactures cards for manufacturers too now. And so we have a brand series card being launched at FDIC this year with an apparatus manufacturer, and they have their own branded card series that will be coming out. And so now, not only will you have Legacy Fire Card Series 1 and Series 2 launching at FDIC this year, but you'll now actually have another trading card being launched at FDIC from a manufacturer this year, which is super, super cool.
I can't that it's just mind-blowing what is going on. I cannot wait for FDIC. Cannot wait.
I I want to say this, right? Like the one thing that stands out to me, and this is a lot of the conversation. I should probably hide that.
Yeah.
A, a lot of
Everybody's
the
got a
time,
magnifying glass out
yeah.
looking at the screen.
Um, a lot. So what's really cool about what's cool about this is like how much when you go to conferences, you find ways. You have your you have your challenge coins, right? That people give, right? When you go to conferences, manufacturers hand out koozies and pens and all that stuff that like everybody's accustomed to and nobody keeps, right? That stuff goes in the junk drawer at home when you get home and then it gets thrown in the garbage, right? Or whatever, right? What I look at is you go and you get a couple of these at a conference and they slide right in your pocket. They slide in your carry-on bag, in your backpack, in your suitcase, right? And this is a collectible. It's a keepsake. It's something that a guy goes to FDIC or another conference and there's manufacturers handing out a trading card for their brand or who they are, right? And so on. And it's an easy collectible. But not only that, it's something that people will hold on to and they'll share. They'll bring some home for their children. How great is it to educate every 8 to 16-year-old about how great the fire service is, and even younger than that, right? When you think about it, what these cards can do is maybe the kid's into it for the collectability of a trading card, and then he starts looking at them and he starts to think about the fire service. And then 5 years from now, when he's growing up in his small town and he thinks about the volunteer firehouses needing members, and he's like, man, I remember those trading cards that I got years ago or whatever. Like, if we can do that, that's powerful, bro. That's what this is all about. And so for me, I would challenge manufacturers and dealers and people like that. Like there are opportunities. Like we have some equipment manufacturer or equipment dealers across the country that are now carrying legacy fire cards. And they're going to be either whether they hand them out as promo or they sell them, they have the ability to sell them. You're going to start seeing legacy fire cards available through other vendors, not just the legacyfirecards.com website.
I
And
love it.
what we want to do with the brand partner series is we want manufacturers and OEMs to realize that this is a collectible for their brand and it's not just some tchotchke giveaway like a koozie or a pen. And
Yep,
they can build their own brand and reputation around a trading card series that people will collect and trade and want.
bro, I wanna show you some cards that I got that I collect. It has nothing to do with Legacy Fire cards, but there's a reason behind this. These cards right here, check that out.
I love it.
That card right there is from the '80s, bro,
Yeah.
from the '80s. Now,
Yeah.
just to put things in perspective for everyone, once it goes on cardboard, it's there forever, forever. And as people flip through, I mean, my daughter, she knows about all my binders that I have. Bro, I collect all kinds of cards. My wife in the chat right now, she'll tell you. But anyway, uh, they're there forever. And when I have grandkids one day, I'll be able to go through those cards with them. It might be 10 years, 20 years from now. But the manufacturers, the brands, whoever has got into certain relationships with legacy fire cards, that's there forever. They're there forever,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know?
Well, I'm gonna put you on a quick pause. Hang on. I gotta run out of the studio and into my office for a minute. I gotta grab something. I want to share something with you. So hang on 1 second, okay? Give me
Absolutely.
20 seconds.
I gotta say, this is absolutely amazing. I love all of you being here. Kristen, Elrod, Luzak. I see all of you guys. Medic on the Run, Madden. I see you. So yeah, this is blowing my mind. And while he's gone, I'm gonna rip it back because that's what we do. That's what we do, right? There we go. Hey, I'm gonna tell you this, guys. Listen, since you guys are here, I want you to remember a code. There's gonna be a code. I'm not putting it out anywhere other than here. All right? JDNFR. Remember that. JDNFR. Okay? And come Saturday with our live stream, if you remember JDNFR, I'm going to give away 3 packs of the Legacy Fire cards in chat on Saturday to
Nice.
the first person that remembers and types in JDNFR when I say to, and I'll ship them to you. All right?
That's
Welcome back.
cool.
Welcome back.
Thank you. I want to share this with you. This is cool. So you want to talk about the power of what we're doing with Legacy. You know, there's guys in the fire service that I've made so many friends along the way that I don't get to talk to everybody every day like I wish I could. And a buddy of mine, Dan, who was a very avid collector of fire memorabilia before he moved, and then he downsized and got rid of so much of everything that he owns. And I mean, this guy had anything and everything you could think of the fire service, and I could go down that road. But Dan and I only talk maybe 4 times a year. Calls me, says, I got something for you. Something literally fell in my lap. I was cleaning out something in the garage the other day, and something literally fell on me. And he goes, as soon as I saw it, I thought of you and what you're doing with Legacy. And he sent me an envelope. And in that envelope, let's see, Bowman trading cards. Have you seen these?
My God, don't even get me started.
Bro. So he
jeez.
sent me the entire, look at this, the entire collection of the Bowman series. Now, he said that he got rid of all his stuff when he moved, and yet this, for some reason, fell on him when he was cleaning out his garage the other day. He doesn't know where they came from, doesn't know where he got them, but look at this, bro. Look at these cards.
Dude, my wife will tell you that I'm drooling right now because I know exactly what those cards are.
So these Bowmans, I don't have my glasses with me. I forget what year they are. I think
I
they're
believe
like
51.
51. I wanted to say 54, but you might be right, 51. So, and then on the front is the apparatus, and on the back it's information and then a piece of equipment or tool. Now, when we built out Legacy, we didn't have Bowman in mind. Taylor and I talked about all the different fire trading cards we had as kids, and I forgot about this like OG series, right? I forgot about it. And then he found a set. Oh no, I found this is what he does. I find something on Facebook Marketplace. I say something to him, and as soon as I say it, he goes in and buys it out from under me. He does it all the time to me, and it's pissing me off.
Hey,
So
I'm going to tell you what. There's a set of cards that he has that I actually had put bids on eBay. And him and I chatted one day, and he sent me a video of him flipping through this book, and I was like, bro, I lost that bid to someone, and I think that's the exact set, and he just laughed at me.
It's wild. Yeah.
So Squirrel, check it out. Legacy Fire cards, Squirrel. I know. Hold on. I got to make sure he sees this card.
Brockway?
Oh.
Bantam, Connecticut. I took that photo. I rode in that rig. They took me for a ride in that thing.
Yeah. So right now, I know Squirrel is absolutely just drooling. I know he is.
Is he an antique guy?
Yeah. So he has something in his garage that you probably one day should go out to Texas and take a picture of. Just saying.
I love it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's share this. A couple other things. If you guys see this mat, this is a custom printed Legacy Fire desk mat, blotter, if you will. If you don't know Taylor's Tins, like Taylor can make any desk mat you want, custom desk mats. He has standard ones, but you can also order customs. This is a standard one on the Legacy page, legacyfirecards.com. And or if you're on Taylor's site, you go to the Legacy tab. They have these there. I thought these are super cool for guys that are collecting to open their cards over these. I think it's super cool. This is new, the Legacy Fire card binder.
Oh, you don't even know the can of
I
worms you just opened.
Well, I can't open mine because if I did, right, the problem is if I were to open it, you would see very quickly
Oh, geez.
the whole series of the brand partner series being launched at FDIC.
Just
I
tease
can't
them.
open this. I can't open this. But I will say these binders are now available for you as well. What we're doing is we're building out the Legacy brand, right? So Legacy Fire cards. We got the stickers, right? So you'll start getting stickers in all your orders, right? So we got little helmet shield stickers that we'll be starting to put out there. We have some other stuff. We just finished the artwork on the new Legacy t-shirts that are coming out. Now, the Legacy t-shirts are so cool. Like, I can't wait to get these launched in the next couple weeks. They'll be up and ready to go. And so on. Let's talk about this. My kids, they love my, so I have 4 kids, 31, 30, 19, and 18, right? My daughter recently got engaged, and her fiance and her got me a one-of-one Jeremy Donch holding a Legacy Fire card, graded card series, one-of-one, which I think is pretty cool.
Wow.
And so they got me that for Christmas, so that sits up on the shelf.
Hey, hold that up to the camera a little closer if you can. Just a little. There it is. Dude, that is awesome. That is absolutely awesome.
Yeah. So super cool. Honored to have my own one-of-one, which I think is pretty cool.
That is
But
cool.
Kev, I have 2 packs here. That's all I have, to be honest with you. We have moved so much product that I don't have a lot of cards in my studio anymore and in my office. Taylor's got the rest of the inventory. The next shipment will be here any day now. It's terrible that we're doing a live tonight because there's not much inventory to purchase right now. So
Hey, it's a good
but
problem to have. It's a good problem
that's
to have.
true. Listen, we are honored, absolutely honored and humbled by the support that we've had on this project, right? So, I'd love to rip a pack. If you got packs you got a pack you want to.
I've got packs. Now here's the thing. Here's the thing. If I rip a number 77 out, so I'm just gonna grab random pack. I'm just gonna
Yeah,
grab a random pack.
yeah.
If Harry Howard comes out with that code that I just talked about, I'll give 6 packs away
I
on
will double
Saturday.
down. I will double down on that. You'll give away a booster box.
Yo, I'm gonna rip 2 packs then.
Yep.
You got 2
And
packs, I got 2 packs.
I will rip mine.
All right, hold
And
on.
if we pull that 77,
I'm gonna go deep into this box just to make sure. I gotta make sure. All right. If a 77 comes out of one of these 2 packs or one of Jeremy's 2 packs, we're gonna give away on Saturday a booster box. If not, I'm still gonna give away the 3 packs with
all
that
right.
code. All right. All right, here we go.
I'm gonna get you some product anyway to give away, so don't worry about that.
Beautiful. Here we go. Let's see if we see that 77 come out. I would love to. I think it would be great. Hold on a minute. Make sure my camera's showing it good enough. All right. I don't have a chat. Start throwing those emotes. You know what we do when we start ripping packs.
Love it.
Dalmatian.
I love that Dalmatian.
So do I.
Picture's great. Yeah.
I love it.
Brockton, Mass. Yep.
All right, here
Ocean
we
Grove,
go.
New Jersey.
What do we got? What do we got?
Roy and Johnny.
Emergency. Love it.
Here it is.
Oh,
Ben.
Oh, wait,
Ben
there's
Frank.
one more. There's one more.
Oh, oh, Jersey City. That's a
Man.
beautiful firehouse.
It is.
I love it.
It
All
is.
right, I'm going now. My turn.
Show me what you got. Get that 77. I want to give away.
I gotta be honest with you. I've never done this before.
You're doing fine.
Yeah. So just let me know if I'm doing it right, you know?
Hey, you're doing fine.
All right. Oh boy. Oh boy. We're letting the good ones sneak out. All right. Here we go. Our Ladies of Angels, the Roto Ray, Leo Stapleton. I got a story about Leo Stapleton in a minute I want to share.
Absolutely.
Brockton, Mass again. Canyon Lake Fire. I took that picture. The New York Telephone Exchange. The working end of a Prince George's County, Maryland engine. I love it. The history of the Maltese Cross.
Love it.
City of Hartford, Tactical Unit 1. Their tactical unit is their heavy rescue company. They call it a TAC unit. And the water can, a textured water can, which is
Got that
cool.
color remix.
Yeah, that's cool, man. I
I
love
have a
that.
feeling they're putting so many I know you can see the screen lighting up. There is emotes flying everywhere. Guys, keep it up. Flood it. Flood chat right now with it because I'm opening up my second pack and then Jeremy's got
Let's
one
go.
more. Let's get that 77 because I'm telling I so badly want to give away. I mean, it'd be cool, but we can't do it every time. All right, here we go. So what we got?
There's your Bantam.
Oh yeah, I love
Feel
that.
it. Feeling good.
Come on, come
FireNet,
on,
Jupiter,
oh, come on.
Beach Haven.
What do we got?
Oh, the Maltese
Oh,
Cross.
oh,
Look at that, though. That's a good looking card.
you've got to have one in that pack. You've got
It's
to.
right here. I think this might be a loaded deck. Let's see.
It's
Let's
got
see
to
what
be there.
happens here. Look at this lighting up over here, all the
Oh,
comments. That's a
absolutely.
good start, Chief Stapleton. The water can. Look at that. So now we got
The
what?
base and the
Oh,
remix.
Harry Howard. Harry Howard.
Oh man, the base. You're teasing me.
Yeah. Tactical unit for Hartford. New London, Connecticut. Ocean Grove. Emergency. Maui, Hawaii color
Oh,
remix.
oh,
Look at the color on that.
love it.
You ready? You ready? We got two left. This, you know what? This is a winner pack. I can tell you right now. We got three cards. Well, let's go. Maui, Chief Edward Croker. I have no ambition in this world but one, and that is to be a fireman. And the last one, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, Zach Newton original art. That's such a
Oh,
cool.
I
That's such a
saw that color right there
You
on
got
the bottom of
excited?
that card,
You
and
get
oh man,
excited?
I almost started jumping. I thought it, I thought it was gonna be. I really did. I
I love
really
it.
did.
I love the excitement of it. You know, it's like
Oh yeah,
I collected things when I was young, but I didn't understand just how passionate people get about collectability. And then now I'm starting to really have the nostalgic feeling of collecting things. I started collecting my childhood G.I. Joe toys again, which I wish I never got rid of. Like I love that. And now I just had my original GT Performer bicycle refurbished. Like I'm starting to go back in time and take care of the things that took care of me as a child.
I
And
love it.
yeah,
Now, you had mentioned Leo Stapleton.
yes,
I love this
Chief.
story.
So Dave Gallagher is a dear friend of mine, and in fact, he's working on a new project for me. And shockingly said, the project is called the Legacy Project. And this is something that, again, is falling in line with the whole theme of legacy, right? There's going to be a couple other legacy items coming out this year in 26, which you guys are going to get all crazy about. I promise you that. I'm crazy about them. But the Legacy Project is for retired guys that I respect and know have so much to share with the fire service. They're using my recording software to build out podcasts, video and audio. But what we can do with that is we transcribe their article, their episodes. We transcribe them, and through the transcription, through ghostwriting, we create articles to build out a memoir, a book, training articles, insights, knowledge, experience, all that matters. And so we're building out content for the guys that I respect along the way. I'm building out their legacy on
Love it.
multiple genres. And
Love it.
so Dave Gallagher is a dear friend of mine. And when he saw the Leo Stapleton card and he saw I did a social media piece on Leo Stapleton, and when that piece went out, he calls me, says, I need your address. And from there, next thing you know, I get a box in the mail. And if you're not aware, Leo Stapleton was a prolific writer also for the fire service and has many, many books. Very highly regarded as an author and as a fire chief and as a Boston fire commissioner. And everybody that had reached out after I mentioned my storytelling about Leo Stapleton, I had so many big names of the fire service reach out to me to share their own stories and experiences that they had with Chief Stapleton. And what was really cool about that was Dave sent me his library of Leo Stapleton books, which I proudly have up on the shelf in my office over here now. And he wrote me a very sweet letter with the books and basically saying that, I am the protector of legacy and he wanted those books to be protected. And For me, that's how I know I think we're doing the right thing here, right? It's as big as my personality is, the bravado that comes through sometimes. I am a big softy, and I love the fire service, and I am fiercely protective of it, and I think we all should be. I don't I do take it for granted at times because it's just such a big part of me. But I have refocused to really understand and love what this fire service truly is about. And it's moments like that where people that I admire and that have mentored me and that have been incredible in my journey to me, they've been so good to me to recognize what I've been working towards. It's a moment that I'll never forget. And I think that's what legacy is all about. I really do.
I agree. I agree. This has absolutely been fantastic, bro. Seriously, I really appreciate you jumping in with me and chatting and talking.
I appreciate you. I really
You
do.
know,
You have supported what we've been doing with Legacy from day one, and I can't thank you enough for your support and what we do. I know there's others out there. I don't have my phone on me, but there's a whole list of guys that like have just supported us along the way, and I want to bring them in as we do more of these. You and I talked about whatchamacallit, doing this at least twice a month, with like a legacy fire card. We want to get into history tutorials. I want to just grab something real quick. I want to do like history tutorials on the cards, the historical cards. Let's dive deep. Let's get somebody in that was a friend with Leo Stapleton and have some stories shared. Like what I want to do is build the legacy upon these cards and share the stories behind it too. I can be a steward of the message, but there are people that lived some of these events. There are people that know the people in these decks. And so
absolutely.
let's get them in here. Let's talk about it. Let's celebrate these people because ultimately for me, I mean, that's what it's all about. And I can't even begin to just thank everybody that has been supportive of this project. Your whole community here. I mean, this is so cool, dude. I've never done like a live stream like this before. I've never been on Twitch. This is the first Twitch appearance
There
ever.
you go.
Um, but I appreciate it, right? And it just reinforces what I think we're doing right, and that is protecting the integrity of this job. And that absolutely has to be at the forefront. And I just want that to be known and so on. So, I'm looking forward to where we go with this. And I can't wait to bring you more content. And there's a bunch of people out there that have been super supportive. Ben Kimball's one of them. Ben's been huge in our card collecting and so on. And he's been an ambassador, and I appreciate him so very much. And so on. So I would love to continually build this community out. I want to hear from you guys. I want to support you guys. I want to say this: if there's anything you want to do or say, or if you have ideas, I know on the Taylor's Tin Shiny Cardboard page, and I got to put the link on. I got to put the link on whatchamacallit on our Legacy Fire Card page. But we have a submission tab where you can submit your own photos. I don't know how many people know that. So I'll be honest, if you want to potentially see an image or a logo or something on a card, if you have an antique like that, or if you have a piece of artwork or something, or you have an apparatus or a person or a historical event that you want to share, and you can share that image with us, go to the submission page and submit it. And chances are there's a good chance we might take it and run with it.
Now, when you go
And
into
have,
that group it's under the photos tab. So you'll go into
okay.
the album. You go into the album and there's one that says, basically submission, right there in the Taylor's 10 Shiny Cardboard Facebook group, and, that's what he scrolls. There's been a few starting to pop in there, and, highly recommend if you have that apparatus, throw it in there, but make sure you include the information, alright?
Yes.
Make sure
Yes.
you include the information because when he's going through, there's a he's making it's so much easier to have that info right there for him. And, I was thinking about something, Jeremy. Back when I first got into the fire service, we're talking close to 27 years ago when I first got to join my first department, but
Right.
there was guys back then that I wish I had video. I wish there was a podcast. I wish there was something that would forever have what they said That way I can watch it and relive it, right? And now here we are 20 some years later, and we have that opportunity, and some people are wasting it on a bunch of BS, right? And like I said, I want to get it out there. Start promoting the fire service correctly. Um, there's Facebook groups out there. There's private groups, and every single bay, just like the one that I sit at, we have a round table. It's made out of one of those reels, old wire reels. Got our
Yeah,
logo
right,
on
right,
top
right.
of it.
Yes.
That little round table for years now has been the place that we solve the world's problems. But it's also the place where we took a look at what other departments are doing and we talked about it. We were rough and hard about it. We learned from it, but we never put it out in public. So I just want to get it out there. If you're one of those guys that are throwing shade on another department, you're doing nothing than tearing down a fire service that everyone over hundreds of years have built and died for. So I just wanted to get that message out there. It was just something that I had on my head. So
Well, I appreciate that message because that message is important. And, I talk about it at great length when I do my program. I talk about how your, behind the back Snapchat groups and text groups where you trash everybody and talk about everybody, but to their faces, you're as sweet as pie because you're a coward. I go, that's what's tearing down the fire service. And at the end of the day, you want to promote this job. You want to talk about, oh, our culture's no good. Well, look at what you're doing yourself. I can promise you, you're probably part of the problem.
yep,
Culture
100%.
culture be culture begins within, and that's it, man. That is
I agree.
absolutely it.
I don't know if you
Donch back in the 219 soon in the region. Where's the 219? How do I not know this? What is this? Where am I? I'm screwing this up, man.
so
Sector
219, bro,
21. What is
Indiana,
that?
my
Oh,
home area,
Indiana. All
219,
right.
Region Fools, yeah, Northwest
Uh,
Indiana. They are
I'm in.
they're one of the groups that actually SocialFD has built a website for. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Very cool. I'll be in a little tidbit. Next week we got the Virginia Beach show, which there will be tons of legacy fire cards at. And the week after, I'm actually doing a project in Greenwood, Indiana, and I'll be in Greenwood for 2 days the following week, and then I'm back in Indiana, obviously for FDIC. And there's a lot of things in between all of that. So Northwest Indiana had some fools for you. Yes. Oh yeah, that's right. Absolutely. Of course. I did Knox the day after FDIC. I drove up and those guys were awesome, man. What a great firehouse, a great culture. Those guys, I mean, those guys were aces, man. I was honored to be there. Really good dudes up there. So I would love to come back. Love to come back.
I don't know
I
if you
saw a
see
couple of, yeah, go
yeah,
ahead.
I was gonna say, I don't know if you saw Squirrel's comment here. Uh, Need a legacy card about the old insurance company funded fire companies.
No doubt, right? I mean, you look at the New York City Fire Patrol. I mean, that's a whole card series in and of itself. And when you start thinking about legacy fire cards and what we can do with this, trust me, Taylor and I have gone down some multi-hour rabbit holes talking about what we could potentially do. And I'll be honest with you, we're just scratching the surface.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jeremy, would you guys come to our table at the Brotherhood Bash? If that's at FDIC this year and I don't have another obligation at that moment, I would love to be there. Shoot me a direct message, and then I'll give you my phone number from there, and then we'll connect, man. Don't be afraid to reach out. Tell me you're the guy from the live stream and the Brotherhood Bash, and then we'll connect.
Love it. Is there anything else? I don't want to. You're one of the busiest people I know. You're like everywhere. You're jumping on a plane, getting off a plane, in a car, getting an iced tea. I mean, you're just like everywhere all the time. So your time
I
is
don't.
valuable, and I appreciate you doing this. Is there anything that you would like to further say here as we're going
Yeah.
into closing?
Yeah, I want to say this. Support guys like Social FD. I think what you're doing here, I think you're promoting the fire service in a very good way. And I think you're building your own community here, which is super important. It's a place where people are comfortable enough to chat, talk, make connection. I don't think anything is better than that. And when you look at what the fire service is truly all about, maybe this is a little bit different because it's a live stream and it's on platforms that most firefighters don't know about, right? But at the end of the day, you're taking something and you're protecting it and you're talking about it and you're doing it in a modern and fun way. It doesn't get any better than that. So I just want to say to you, Mr. Social FD,
Mhm.
keep doing what you're doing with your not for profit. I support guys like you all day long because I know the hard work and passion that goes into it. You don't do it for anything other than the passion and love for what you do. And I just have to say, like, you certainly deserve all the credit in the world. And in fact, I can't thank you enough for putting us on with legacy and being a part of this and being an ambassador for what we're building. And I just can't thank you enough. So thank you for your time tonight. Um, thank you. It was awesome. I can't wait. And maybe let the cat out of the bag a little bit. I think you and I are going to be doing these on the regular, which will be
Yeah.
fun.
I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to it like you don't even know. You don't even know. Guys, I'm gonna wrap this up. I appreciate everyone being here. Remember that code. Look for me live Saturday night here on Twitch. All right. Check out all those cards. I know we have a bunch of collectors. Jeremy, you kind of you showed that binder. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of emails and yeah, there's a lot of fellows that's going to want that. All right,
Yeah, they
guys.
come with pages in them, so they're not blank. So you'll get the plastic liners in them.
They'll
So
be blanks. They'll be empty. They're not gonna. Hey,
yeah,
so I'm
right.
now. I have to have this because you're here on the social FD community. So after I say this, I need you to do your famous sign off that you
There it
do
is.
every time. So
Yeah.
guys, from me, K Bill Social FD, thank you for hanging out with us tonight. Jeremy, thank you. And
Kevin, thank you. And I want to say this at the end of the day, it's all about the brotherhood and the love for one another. So do me a favor. Like I say at the end of every single episode, take this conversation, take it back to the firehouse and talk about it because when we're talking about the job, we're making the job better. I'll see you at the next one. Jeremy, National Fire Radio. Bye, guys.